I'm a married woman. I'm chewing on about 30 carats. Chomp, chomp.
There were stories coming out about Christian being a scammer, but she got married to this fool. She's dumb as
Oh my.
We all used to know Jennifer Williams as the confident, fashionable woman from Basketball Wives. She had a strong personality, a clear sense of style, and a life that seemed steady, even glamorous. When she married Christian, many fans thought she had finally found peace and stability. But what appeared to be a calm, low-key marriage quickly turned into a whirlwind of chaos. At first, Christian was barely noticed. He stayed out of the spotlight, never chasing attention or trying to be part of the show's drama. Most fans didn't even know what he looked like. He wasn't the flashy type, and that made people think he was just a quiet, supportive husband in the background. But while Jennifer was busy building her brand and staying focused on her career, Christian was involved in something entirely different and far more troubling.
First of all, we're not gonna make this about Christian.
Well, it kind of is. This actually came to me. Carl's cousin went and invested money and has been trying to get her money back. Tell your man to send her $1,500 back.
Behind the scenes, he had been creating a web of businesses. Some were legitimate, others weren't. What nobody realized at the time was that many of these ventures were built on lies. According to legal documents and reports that surfaced later, Christian was allegedly running fake companies and making illegal financial moves. Instead of growing an honest business empire, he was misleading investors and misusing funds. There had been subtle warning signs for a while: business filings that didn't add up, strange financial activity, whispers of shady deals. People close to him noticed, but no one came forward. Maybe they didn't think it was their place, or maybe they believed he would fix the problems before things got worse. But he didn't.
First of all, nothing I do is because of Evelyn. Let's make that very clear. Christian and I always were getting married in Vegas, and based off of what happened leading up to our marriage, we cannot do it when we wanted to do it. Like, why not do it now?
And because he kept such a low profile, no one outside his immediate circle suspected anything. That all changed when court documents became public. Investigations into Christian's business activities began making headlines. People started coming forward, saying they had been scammed. Investors claimed they handed over money with the promise of returns but never saw a cent back.
My son's father, Carl's cousin Kiki, DM'd me to tell me that she had invested money with Christian and she wanted to let me know what was going on.
These weren't just rumors anymore. Real people had been affected. Real money had vanished. News spread quickly. Allegations of fraud, embezzlement, and money laundering were suddenly everywhere. The claims said Christian had tricked investors by creating fake deals, showing off flashy presentations, and using the funds for personal luxuries: expensive cars, designer clothes, and an extravagant lifestyle. It wasn't just about bad business. It was about deception. As the story unfolded, all eyes turned to Jennifer. She had always shared parts of her life online: photos, quotes, moments with Christian. But now, she went completely quiet.
We are getting ready to board to fly to Vegas. I am very excited to be going to Vegas. Let's get this paperwork done. We're gonna do Vegas. It's gonna be a fun wedding. We're gonna make it official. We're gonna have a good time. See you soon. It's a good
No public statements. No social media comments. She didn't defend him, but she didn't distance herself either. That silence made people wonder, did she know? Was she involved? Or was she just as shocked as everyone else? Some fans believed she was staying quiet to protect him. Others thought she was trying to process everything privately. Her silence sparked all kinds of theories. People scrolled through her old posts, looking for clues. Did she delete photos of Christian? Was she posting hidden messages in her captions? Everyone was searching for answers, but Jennifer gave none. Then came the trial much sooner than anyone expected. Christian was formally charged and faced serious accusations. In court, prosecutors presented damaging evidence. Emails, text messages, financial documents, and witness statements painted a disturbing picture. it wasn't just sloppy work. It looked intentional. One of the most powerful moments came when a former business associate testified that Christian had purposely kept Jennifer out of the loop.
I'm like, girl, we don't have no secrets.
Right.
And why are you so invested and concerned? Because I'm actually not your friend. So, you know, I read her rights.
Yeah.
Because I'm not gonna let nobody talk bad about you. Like,
Vice versa.
never. When people are just so invested in other people, you are deflecting from some that's going on in your real life.
Miserable people try to bring happy people down to their level.
Yeah, and want to bring you misery.
They want company.
Yeah.
I'm not here to keep them company.
According to the witness, Christian lied to her about what was going on, just as he had lied to the investors. He didn't want her to ask too many questions or get suspicious. She was, as the court saw it, another victim of his deception. When the verdict was finally delivered, the courtroom was tense. After months of speculation, silence, and leaked documents, Christian was found guilty. The judge didn't hold back. He described Christian's actions as deliberate and harmful. This wasn't a business mistake, it was a calculated scheme. Fake companies, stolen money, hidden accounts, it was all part of a plan. The punishment was severe. Christian was sentenced to several years in prison. The courtroom reportedly fell quiet when the decision was read. But the most noticeable detail? Jennifer wasn't there. She didn't show up to support him or stand by his side. Her absence spoke volumes. For many, it confirmed that she had made her choice.
What's up, baby?
Hi. How you feeling?
I'm okay. Going ready to go knock this out, get it over with.
Christian was sentenced to 15 days jail time, but the judge ultimately allowed Christian to travel to Paris for our wedding. But he had to serve 2 days prior. Now we're back from Paris, and Christian has to serve another 13 days.
Some fans took her absence as a powerful message. One person said, Jennifer didn't need to say anything. Her not being there told the whole story. Another added, she erased him from her life without a word. That's a woman protecting her peace. While Christian faced prison time, Jennifer was dealing with her own heartbreak. Being betrayed by someone you loved and trusted is painful, and she was going through that under public scrutiny. After the news broke, she disappeared from the spotlight. No interviews. No podcast appearances. Her social media posts stopped. Some older posts were deleted, and all traces of Christian slowly vanished from her accounts. That's when fans started noticing small details. Pictures where she wasn't wearing her ring. Captions that seemed a little more personal, a little more emotional. Paparazzi photos where she looked tired or overwhelmed. It all started to make sense in hindsight. She had likely been struggling with this for a long time behind closed doors. Jennifer's journey is more than a story about a failed relationship. It's about facing betrayal, choosing dignity, and starting over. She didn't rush to speak out. She didn't bash her ex. She quietly stepped away and began to rebuild. And that silence? It was stronger than any public statement could have been. Her decision to walk away without fanfare reminded people that strength doesn't always have to be loud. Sometimes, the most powerful response is simply removing yourself from the chaos, protecting your peace, and choosing not to look back. This situation is a clear reminder that appearances can be misleading. Just because someone looks like they have it all together doesn't mean there aren't struggles behind the scenes. Smiles can cover pain. Luxury can hide lies. And silence can speak volumes. Now, fans are hoping Jennifer continues to heal and come back stronger. She's no stranger to tough times, and she's shown once again that she knows how to rise above them. What do you think about Christian's fraud scandal and how Jennifer handled everything? Did she make the right move by staying silent and walking away? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and stay tuned for more real-life stories. As everything unfolded, Jennifer Williams quietly became the center of a conversation she never asked for. People had questions. Was she still standing by Christian? Would she finally speak out? Was there more she wasn't sharing? But Jennifer gave no quick answers. She wasn't rushing to explain herself or post emotional updates online. She was hurting, but she was also protecting her peace. Those close to her said she felt blindsided. It wasn't just about the legal scandal. It was the betrayal, the shock of not seeing it coming from someone she trusted. She was upset, humiliated, and heartbroken. But instead of falling apart, she got focused. Behind closed doors, she met with lawyers, reviewed her finances, and started making moves to protect her assets. She wanted to know exactly where her money was, what was shared with Christian, and what could still be in danger. Then, something shifted. Jennifer stopped being just part of the story and began taking control of it. She didn't run to the press or make a dramatic announcement. She chose action over attention. Quietly, she launched new business ventures, projects that had nothing to do with Christian or the show. These weren't extensions of her old life, they were steps into a new one. Meanwhile, the producers of Basketball Wives had their own conversations. Some thought the situation was too messy to bring onto the show. Others saw the headlines as a chance to draw in more viewers. But Jennifer gave them a choice. If her story was going to be shared, it had to be real. No added drama, no fake tears, just truth. Surprisingly, they agreed. When Jennifer returned to the screen, she wasn't loud or confrontational. She was calm, honest, and clearly changed. Her fans could see it. There was no over-the-top styling, no filter trying to cover up how she really felt. She talked about what she'd gone through, without tearing anyone down. She didn't make excuses for Christian, but she didn't need to drag his name either. She was honest. She felt betrayed, confused, and deeply disappointed. That honesty hit home for people. But the fallout from Christian's actions wasn't finished. Once the guilty verdict made headlines, a wave of civil lawsuits followed. Investors who had lost their money began filing claims, and though Jennifer wasn't directly involved in Christian's businesses, her name came up. Not as someone who committed fraud, but as someone who might have unknowingly benefited from it. Because they shared bank accounts, property, and even parts of business portfolios, everything had to be reviewed. Some of her assets were frozen. Legal questions about whether any stolen funds had ended up tied to her accounts meant she had to fight to keep what was hers. She wasn't just cleaning up emotionally, she was cleaning up financially too. Through it all, Jennifer worked in silence. She started seeing a therapist. She leaned on a small group of trusted friends. She let go of the glam and focused on staying grounded. Slowly, her social media began to reflect that. Gone were the polished photos and luxury tags. In their place came posts about growth, healing, and rebuilding. She never posted a breakup message or made a public statement. But fans noticed when she quietly removed Christian from her photos, unfollowed him, and deleted every sign of their life together. No drama. No big speech. Just peace and power. Today, Jennifer is still navigating the legal mess Christian left behind. She's still answering questions and working to protect her name and her businesses. But she's doing it with calm strength, not chaos. People now see her not just as a reality star, but as a woman who went through the storm and came out with purpose. Jennifer didn't just survive, she grew. She turned pain into clarity and loss into motivation. That's more than surviving. That's rising. So now I want to hear from you. Do you think Jennifer made the right move by staying quiet and handling things her way? Or should she have spoken out sooner? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you respect how she handled it, and don't forget to subscribe for more real-life stories, raw truths, and powerful comebacks.